Hey you, today we're gonna build our homepage that is stylish and looks quickly. It basically looks like this, where we have a call to action, another section for your content, and then another call to action, and then a short about page, and then some giveaways, and we have the footer. So this entire homepage is built out of the WordPress editor as well as the GeneratePress Premium team, and the reason I'm building this page using these tools is because I want to achieve site speed like this. So if you build a homepage using, for example, Elementor, Beaver Builder or Divi, you will never achieve site speed like this. So if your intention is to build a homepage that loads with lightning speed and without losing the functionality, then you will want to watch this video all the way to the end, because I'll be building up this page step by step from scratch, and if you follow along with me, by the end of this video, you'll have a cool looking homepage for your website as well. Now before everything else, I hope you can smash the like button and let me know in the comments if you have experience with building a landing page or you are totally new to WordPress. And most importantly, before we begin, you need to install a plugin called Ultimate Addons for Gutenberg as well as the GeneratePress Premium plugin. If you don't have those plugins yet, you can check out the links in the description. And if you need help installing those plugins, you can check out a video right here where I will show you the 7 plugins I use for this website we are working on, as well as how to set them up. Now, one more thing before we begin, I need to explain to you the concept of layers for a website, because without a basic understanding, you may be confused in some parts of this video, and this is the foundation of how page builders work as well. So for any page builder to work, usually they will start with a base layer, or what we know as the background layer. You can have a background layer as an image, a video, or a still color, and then if you want to add any columns or content, you'll be stacking another layer above the base layer. And if you want to add elements like, for example, an image or a button, you'll be stacking up another layer above. This is how all page builders work. It is layers after layers after layers. I just need you to understand this. So now that we know this, we can move on to the WordPress editor. So here we are on the WordPress dashboard, and the first thing we need to do is to go over the pages. So these are the pages that we have created for our website. We've talked about how we can create these pages in the previous video, so if you want to check it out, the link should appear in the top right corner, or you can scroll down to the description to check it out. But for now, we want to add a new page, so we can hover over to add new over here, or you can click on add new here. It will take you to the same place. So now we are on the WordPress editor, and the first thing is we need a title. We'll call this home. And if you look over to the right, there is this permalink. So by default, it should be your domain name / home, which matches your heading. If it doesn't reflect this, then you may want to change it over here. And the next thing you want to do is to hit publish. Don't worry if it's a blank page, we'll fill it up in a while. And I'll explain to you why we need to publish this in just a bit. So we'll hit publish and hit the publish again. And then this page is live. So if we click on view page, the domain name / home is live, but it's a completely blank page. Now you want to set this page as the home page. So when someone types only your domain name over here without the / home, it will bring you to this page. So what we're going to do is to go back to the dashboard, right click, open a new tab. We'll hover to settings and click on reading. Under your home page displays, you want to select a static page, and under home page, you want to select home. Now the reason why I ask you to publish your home page when it's blank is because if it's not published, there will not be an option of home page for you to select. So when this is done, let's click on save changes. And then now if we go back to the previous page, remove the home, and if you hit enter, it will bring you to the same page. So now let's focus on designing the home page to look like this. For the start, I will show you how to add a logo and design your menu. So let's go to your home page, and if you are logged into your website, you should have a top bar like this. You can either click the customize here, or you can go back to your WordPress dashboard under appearance and customize. It will bring you to the same page. So now the first thing is we want to add a logo over here. You can either click on the edit here, or you can hover over to site identity, click on it, and you can add a logo here. So right now the logo of the site is My WordPress, which you can edit over here. So if I put my name here, this changes. But right now we want to change the logo to something like this. So this is an image. So what I will do is click on select logo, upload files, select files, put in the alt text, and hit select. We will skip cropping. And now you see we have an image logo and a text logo. So we want to hide the text logo. So over here on the left, there's a checkbox here, hide site title. As you check this box, the text logo will disappear. So this logo is a little bit too big. So on the left panel, under logo width, you can adjust the size of the logo. For me, I like mine to be 150 for this case. Yours might differ. And we're basically done with the logo. I won't go too deep as to how to create a logo. I have a whole video talking about this. So if you want to check out that video, the link should appear on the top right, or you can scroll down to the description. So now let's focus on creating the menu. The menu items I have on the finished product are these. So I'll go ahead to my WordPress dashboard. Let me publish this first to save the changes. And as you hit the close button, it will bring you back to the WordPress dashboard. So to create the menu, you need to hover to Appearance and select Menus. And the first thing you need to do is to give the menu a name. So for this case, I'll just put in Main. And then on the right, I will click on Create Menu. So now you can drag and drop items over here. So the first item we have is Home. We'll go back to the menu. Under Pages, View All, we have the Home here. Check this box, Add to Menu. And we can see it here. The next item on the list is a blog. Now let me quickly show you how you can create a blog row. Let's go back to the WordPress dashboard. Under Pages, we want to add New. And on the new page, we want to add a title, Blog. Make sure the permalink sends to blog. Otherwise, please change this. And we just publish a blank page again. And then let's go back to the WordPress dashboard. Under Settings, click on Reading, and under your homepage displays, for the post page, select Blog and save changes. And we're basically done with the blog row. So for example, if somebody clicks on the blog on your menu, it will send people to this page. If you have written a lot of blogs or articles, it will show here and right now. But for this website, we have not created any content, so nothing is found. So now let's go back to creating the menu item. We'll first save the menu and we'll refresh it first so that a new page will reflect. Click on View All. Now you see that there's a blog page right here. Check this box, Add to Menu, and we're done with the second item. So the third item is Resources. It's a blank page right now. So we haven't created this page yet, but we want this to appear right now. So we'll go back to Menus, over Custom Links, click on it, and for the URL, just put a hashtag in, and the link text, you can put Resources and Add to Menu. So once you have created a page called Resources, you can edit the link right here. So the next menu item is an About page. So we'll go back to Menus, under Pages. As you can see, the About page is not here right now because it is not published yet. It is still under draft. So we need to go back to Pages. And for the About page, click on Edit. Let's publish this page. And go back to Menu. The About page is still not here. You need to refresh this, but make sure before you refresh this, you save the menu first. And then you hit the refresh. So if you click on View All, the About page should appear. Check this About page, Add to Menu, and we're done with the fourth item. So the next item on the list is a button like this. And this is a little bit complicated, but we'll go through it step by step. So we'll first go back to the menu. We'll select Custom Links. We'll first put a hashtag here, but if you already have a call to action URL, like for example, a lead capture page or something, you can add the URL here. But for my case, I don't have any links. So right now I'll just use the hashtag as a substitute. So for the link tags, I'll put in Get Started and I'll add to menu. So the next step is you need to go over to the top right hand corner. You can see the screen options here. Click on it. And over at the Show Advanced Menu Properties, you want to select CSS Classes. Check that box so that when you expand this, you'll see the CSS classes over here. If you uncheck this, you will not see anything here. But we need that field. So make sure that you check this CSS classes. And the next step is we want to give this CSS class a name, for example, menu-button. And then let's save the menu. And then once that's done, let's go to Customize. So as you can see, the menu is a little bit jumbled up right here. So we need to fix that. So we'll hover to menus. And then make sure the main menu you have created is selected. If you have multiple menus, it will show right here. But for now, we only have one menu. So we want to select the main. And over at the bottom, menu locations, we want to check this primary menu. And once that is checked, you can see that the menu items reflect whatever that is over here. So we want to save this. So we will click on publish. So the next step is we want to add a button for this get started menu item. So on the left panel, we'll go back to the front. Click on this arrow, and once we are at the front, we need to go over to additional CSS. We need to add a CSS code that is specifically for GeneratePress. So I'll paste this. As you can see, once I paste this, immediately the button will appear right here. So don't worry about this code. I will leave a link below for you to download this code. So whenever a change is made, make sure you publish it so that a changes is saved. The next thing is we're going to change the color of the hover. If we go over to the finished product, if a link is selected, this yellow color, and if I hover over to the other menu items, it will turn the item to yellow. So to change this, let's go back to the customize, back to the front, select colors, and select primary navigation. And for the text hover, I will select yellow over here. It really depends on what your brand color is, but for me, it is yellow. So I will select color. And as you change it, let's check out the hover. It becomes yellow. And then since the home page is selected, we want to change the text current over here. Change it to yellow as well. Select color. And as you can see, the home changes to yellow. And we're basically done with the header of the home page. So let's check out our finished product. So the next thing to focus on is over here. We have a header and some text, and then a button, and on the right we will have an image. So now what happens after the header of the page needs to be edited on the home page itself. But don't worry, we'll walk through it step by step. So let's head on back to the customize, make sure everything is saved, and then we'll close this. So we go back to the WordPress dashboard. So you want to select pages, and since we're editing the home page, we hover over to home and click on edit. Let's close this. So now we are on the WordPress editor for the home page. Let me click on preview to show you what is on the page now. So as you can see, there is a home here. And let's go back to the WordPress editor. You can see the home right here. And then on the right, we have the search bar and the recent comments. So what we want to do is to remove all these elements here. So let's go back to the WordPress editor. And if you hover over to home, you can see that there's an eye over here. What you want to do is to click on the eye so that this home title would not show. You want to click on update, and then on the page itself, refresh this, and you'll see that the home is gone. So right now we want to clear this right sidebar. So we'll go back to the WordPress editor and look over to your right. This is the place where you can edit everything that is related to your page. Like for example, the link to your page, the featured image to your page, the page attributes, and everything else. So under layout and under sidebar layout, by default it will have a right sidebar. So you need to select no sidebars, and then you click on update. And let's go back to the preview page. Let's refresh this. And the right sidebar is basically gone. So now let's focus on adding content to it. Let's go back to the WordPress editor. So now there's one very important setting we have to change so that we can have a full width background like this later on when we edit the page. So back on the WordPress editor, if you look over to the right under document, scroll all the way down to layout. And if you look over to content container, by default, whatever content that you have over here, it will only appear in the middle. So for example, if you give the content a background color, it will only appear in the middle. It will not appear in the full width. So over at the content container, you want to select full width and then update. And then the next item on the page is we want to have an image on the right and some text on the left and together with a button. So remember what I said earlier about the layers? Now we gotta add a section first. So let's click on the WordPress editor and click on the plus sign. Browse all. You want to scroll all the way down and search for an element called section. You want to click on it. And then within the section, you want to add another section. And in the section, you want to add something called media and text. So add blog, and over here, media and text. If it doesn't show here, you want to browse all. And under media, we have a media and text here. Click on that. Take a look at this. These are some minor WordPress bugs. What you need is this media area to be within the section itself, not out of the section. So for this case, we will remove this and select the media section. Click on add and media and text. It should appear within the section itself. So the media area is for us to add an image, a video, or whatever. So for this case, we want the image to be on the right, not on the left. So what we do is over at the top here, we just click on this, show media on right. Click on that, the media area should appear on the right. So we want to upload an image. And here we are. So next we want to add content on the left. So we head over to the end product. We'll copy this header back to the WordPress editor, paste it over here. And this text, we want to change this to a heading. So we click on this, select heading, and we're done with the header. Hit enter to go to the next line. We want to add a text over here. Copy this, go back to the WordPress editor, paste it here. Hit enter again. We have another line of text. Let me speed this up a little. And here we are. The next thing we want is a button over here. It's a yellow button, and as you can see, if I hover over, the background of the button becomes white and the border of the button turns black. But the text of the button stays black. So that's what we want to achieve. Let's go back to the WordPress editor. Hit enter. And as you can see over here, there are plus over here. There's a plus sign over here and here. So what we want to select is this plus over here. Unless you want a button after the media and text over here, but that's not what we want. We want a button right beside the image. So let's head back to the WordPress editor, click on the right plus button, select marketing button. If it's not here, you want to browse all. Scroll down all the way to the bottom. And the marketing button is here. Click on that. Right now it's ugly looking. So if you look over to the right panel, if I select any elements, it will change accordingly. Whatever you see on the right panel, that's what you can adjust for the element you have selected. So I've selected the button. Let's look over to the right. So I don't like this button icon. So let me close this off. Let me remove it. And then for the text, I want to change it to take survey. And then I don't need any secondary text. Let me remove it. Now let me adjust the design of the button. So over to the right, expand this content. The title tag, this is personal preference. I like to select P, which is paragraph. And then let's scroll further down. So for the text, I want to select black color. And even when I hover, I would like to have it black color as well. And there is no icon and no description, so we can ignore this too. Let's scroll down further. Now we want to expand the background. So the button padding is basically the white space between the text and the border of the button. So over here, this is for you to control the padding of the top to bottom. Just focus on the button as I adjust this so you know what I mean. You see the difference as I adjust the button padding? So for me, I like to have it on 15. And for the button padding for left to right, I like to have it on 40. So that's done. So now let's adjust the background color. So the color of the button is yellow color, so I'll select yellow color. But as I hover over to the button, it becomes white color. So I'll select white for background hover color. And then next we'll expand the border. Let's scroll down further. So for the border style, you can either select solid, dotted line, dashes, double, groove. There are many border styles, so you want to play around, but for me, I will select solid. And for the border width, I like to change it to 3, so you can see that the border is a little thicker. And for the border radius, if you want a curved button instead of the right angle button, you can adjust this. But for me, I want it to be a right angle button, so I'll put it as 0. So the border color is yellow, but if I hover over to the button, it should be black color. So now let's check it out. So this is what we want, and then let's update this page and go over to the preview page and refresh it, and you can see we're basically done. And for example, if I want my image to be aligned to the bottom, I'll head over back to the WordPress editor, select the media and text, click on this, select vertical align bottom, update the page, refresh the preview page. We can see that the image is aligned to the bottom. And if you want the image to be smaller and you want the text to be bigger, let's go back to the WordPress editor. If you hover over to the media and text, check out this blue circle here. As you hover over, there's a line coming up. You want to click and drag it. And as you drag it, you can see that the image is resized and your text is adjusting accordingly. And as you update it, go to the preview, refresh, you see that the changes is made over here. So now this part is basically done. Let's head over to the next section. So over here, we have a black background at the back, a full width black background. And then in the middle, we will have a white colored headline, and then 3 columns, images and text within the column, and then a button, and then a separator. So let's do this. Let's head over back to the WordPress dashboard. Scroll down a little. We don't want to select anything within this section. We want to select the plus out of the section. Click on Add Block, select Section. Otherwise, you can browse all. And as you click on this section and look over to the right, the content width, we want to select full width instead of boxed so that we can adjust the background color. And then let's scroll over to the background. We want to change none to color. We'll select black color, and that's done. Next, we want to hit this plus sign within the section. Click on it, add another section so that you can add content within this section. And then within this inner section, we want to hit plus again, and we want to search for an element called columns. And you can see here, columns. Select this. And then there are a few options here. You want to select this, 3 columns equal split. So now we have 3 columns here. But before that, we want to add a heading first. So I missed a step here. So what do we do? At the bottom out of the section, there is this plus here. Select this plus, select heading, and then add the text. So I need to change this to white. So over on the right, select color settings, text color, white color. I'll ignore the background color because it's taking the color of another section, and I need to align this to center. But now the header is below the section, we need to move it up. So what we do is head over to the menu, over here, move up, and you can see that the header is moved up. Now let's focus on the columns. So within the column, there's an image. So I will click on Add Block. I will search for image. You can see it right here. Select this. I will upload an image. And then next, I will add a header. Change this to white color. On the right, color settings, white. You can see that the text turns to white. So I need to align this center and then change this to heading. And as you change, it turns color, so you need to change the color back to white and align center. For this case, I'll change the header to H3, which is a smaller size for a header. And then right down below, click on it. I will add a text. I'll change this text to white color as well. Align it center, and we're done. And similarly, we need to have a button right here. But I've already shown you how to create a button, so I will not go through it again, but I'll just fast forward this step. And we're done with the button. Now, if you want to add a link to the button, you just need to click on the button, and then this menu will appear. Select this. This is where you need to add your URL. Click on Edit. Place your URL here. For my case, this is the URL. And then you want to select Open a New tab. And click on this Submit. And we are done. So now let's update and preview. Refresh this preview. And you can see that the next section has appeared. But right now I want to add more space between this text and this border here. So I'll head over back to WordPress editor. I'll click on this section, which is the outer section, and then head over to the right under spacing. And as you can see the padding here, if we adjust the padding, you can see the changes here. So for me, I like to have it on 50. And as you update, refresh the preview, you can see that the space has widened. So now let me fast forward to add these two other columns. So now we are done. Let's hit update and refresh the preview page. And then this section is done. But now I want to show you something. This is what people will see on a mobile. So over here, as you can see, the button and the image is too close together. We want to add a separator. And if we don't add a separator, this is what happens. So now let's head back to the WordPress editor. Select this column. There will be a plus here. Click the plus. Search for separator. Select this. And as you can see, you can't see anything because the default color is black. You want to change it to, for example, yellow. And by default, the separator will look like this. You can either change it to the white line or dots. So for my case, I like to have it as dots. So I'll do the same for the other columns. And we're done. Let's update this, refresh preview page, and there we have it. Let's go back to the end product. Let's scroll down. So we add a section here. It's actually quite simple and repetitive if you understand how the WordPress editor works. So let's go back to the WordPress editor. And at the bottom out of the black section, there's a plus here. Click on Add Block. And I want to add a section. And on the right, I want to change the content width to full width. And for the background, I will select color. And I'll select yellow color. And then over here within the section, I'll add another section so that I can add some elements in there. And within this section, I'll add a column. I'll have this 730. So over here, we'll add a button, and over here, we'll add a text. Click Add Block, Paragraph, paste the sentence. I'll change the color to black. I'll change the text to a heading. I'll change it to H3. And then on the right, I'll add a button. Now that's done. Let's hit update and refresh. Now, as you can see, there's a white space here, but we want to cover this up. So how are we going to do this? Let's head over back to the WordPress editor, select the outer section, and under spacing, I want to explain to you a concept called the margin. So the difference between the padding and the margin is the padding will adjust the space within the section and the margin will adjust the spaces out of the section. So for this case, I want this section to move above. So we are basically adjusting this. Let's decrease the number to negative so that it will move up. If you increase the number, it will move down. And as you can see, we have covered up the white space. Let's hit update again and refresh the preview page. There are a little more to go. Refresh this again and we're done. And let's see what's next. We have a small section of About Me, and we have a lot of spaces in between. And then we have a button that links to your About Me page. So let's work on this. We've actually gone through the details of this. This is the media and text with the adjustment of the paddings. So I will not go too deep into this, but let me show you how it is done. Let's go back to the WordPress editor. Select this plus button, add a section first, and then add another section. And within this section, we will add media and text. Upload an image, add a header, add text, add a button, and then now I'll adjust the size of the image, update, refresh, and we have it here. So now we want to add more spaces in between this text. Let's go back to the WordPress editor. Select the outermost section. Under spacing, for the padding, you want to add 200. And at the bottom, we want to add 200 as well. Let's update this. Refresh. And we're done. So let's see what's on the next section. Over here we have the same thing. We have a yellow background, a header with lots of spaces on top, and then 2 columns, an image, a title, text, and button, and more spaces below. So now let's briefly go through this. Scroll to the bottom, select the plus out of the previous section. Add a new section, add another section. On the outer section, we want to select the background color to yellow. But before that, we want to change this content width to full width. And then within this section itself, we want to add a heading, align center, and then we want to add columns. Select 50-50 because there are only 2 columns. Add an image. Align it center and hit enter to go to the next line. Add a title. Change this to heading. Change to H3. Align center. Add text. Align center. Space. Enter. Add marketing button. Let me quickly do the same for the next column. Okay, we are done. Let's update. Refresh. Same thing, we want to add more spaces above and below. Click on the outer section. Spacing. Change the top padding to 200 and the bottom padding to 200. Update and refresh this preview page again. And there we have it. And now we will come to the final section, which is the footer section. We'll have this on the left and important pages on the right. And at the bottom, we will have my logo. And then right below the logo, we will have another menu. And we will have a copyright text here. Now this section is out of the page. We can't edit anything from the page itself. We have to edit outside of the page. So back to the WordPress editor, we'll update this and then we can head on back to the WordPress dashboard. Click on this and it will bring us back to the WordPress dashboard. And then under Appearance and select Widgets, we can see that the GeneratePress allows us to have 3 footer widgets, which means to say we can have 1 column, 2 column, and 3 column. But right now, I'm only using 2 columns. So for us to do something like this is actually a menu. This is another menu. So I'll create a menu called social media, and I'll create another menu called important pages. So let's head over back to the WordPress dashboard. We'll first go to under appearance, menus. We'll create the menus first. So right at the top, you can see create a new menu. Click on this link. And then you want to create a menu name. First, we'll create social media. And then to the right, click on the button, create menu. And we're done. So on the add menu items section, head over to custom links. If you have the link to your Facebook page, you can insert here. For me, I'll just replace this with a hashtag and I'll put a link text Facebook, add to menu, LinkedIn as well, and then Twitter and TikTok. Now let's save the menu. Now let's create another menu. Now we'll call this important pages. Create menu. Click on view all under the pages. We want to select privacy policy, about, cookie policy, disclaimer, and then click add to menu. And then we can adjust about, bring the about to the top, or we can bring the about to the bottom. Let me show you how it works. If I bring this about to the top, and let me save the menu. And if we go over to the widgets, footer number 1 is on the left. So we want to expand this. And then over on the left, we have this navigation menu. You want to click and drag it over and release it. The title, we want to put follow me on : and then you need to select a menu, social media, save, and let's go to the preview page. We can see it over here. And let's add the other column. Go back to widgets. This is under widget number 2. We'll drag the navigation menu over. Title, we'll put it as important pages. Select the menu important pages. Save. Let's refresh this. And we'll have it here. If we head over to the WordPress dashboard under menus, under important pages, the about is the first menu item. And if I click and drag it down below, save the menu, and refresh this, you can see that the about will move from the top to the bottom. So now we adjust the colors of this. And as you can see from the finished product, we have a logo here as well, and another menu here. So let's do it. We'll head over back to the WordPress dashboard. And under appearance, we're going to click on customize. So first we want to adjust the colors of this text. So we'll go to colors. Under the body, we're going to select the link color to yellow. Or if you want to change it to black, you can do that. And the link hover, you can change it to yellow, so that as people hover over, it will become yellow. So I'll select this color, I'll publish this. And then next, I want to add a logo and then another menu below. So let's go back. So under widgets, under the footer bar, I want to add a widget, an image, I want to select my logo, add to widgets, and then I want to add another widget. I want to add a navigation menu. I'll select main, for example, and then let's publish this first. Now let's change the footer color to white. Let's go back. Under colors, footer. Under the footer bar, the background color, we want to change it to white. text, we want to change it to black. The link, we want to change it to black. Link hover, we want to change it to yellow. Now to adjust this to the center, all we need to do is to hover over to layout. Under footer, footer bar alignment, we want to change this to center. And there we go. Let's publish this, refresh the preview page, and we are done. So that's how you create a home page with GeneratePress Premium. Now there's one more thing. We want to make sure that this landing page loads quickly. So let's head over to Google PageSpeed Insights. Let's copy our link and place it here. Make sure it is HTTPS, and then let's analyze this. And there you have it, we have a fast loading homepage. So I hope that this video has provided you with profound knowledge on WordPress. I hope the pace of this video is okay for you. If you think that it's too fast or too slow, I welcome your feedback. You can leave a comment down below so that I know how to improve going forward. Anyway, thank you for sticking around. If you haven't gotten your GeneratePress Premium plugin, I hope that this video has leaned you towards using that, because GeneratePress is definitely the team to use if site speed and design is your concern. So if you're considering GeneratePress, you can use the link down below. It is my affiliate link, and if you use that link to purchase, I will share with you my personal branding course for free. You just need to send me a copy of your receipt to my email right down below. Cool! In the next video, I'll be walking you through how to create a marketing survey to collect leads and promote products. So if you don't want to miss that video, then subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification. I share lots of useful videos on this channel, and I hope that you can benefit from it too. And if the video is up, you'll be able to see it on the right. All the best to you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.